All right, y'all, these are our top 4 reasons. There are many more, but we're just going to focus on these top 4 reasons why we like the Ford Excursion, chose the Ford Excursion, or think that it's the biggest, best, baddest vehicle ever.
It's I.A.G Farms, all about God. It's another amazing and beautiful day on the farm, and we have a lot of fun things going on today. But the main thing we want to do today is go pick up our Ford Excursion. we had it for about 2 weeks, and then had to put it in the shop. Had a couple things going on with it, and I'll talk to y'all about those things once we get it picked up. And they got everything fixed, and they actually didn't get done. They had one more thing that they want to fix. It's not something that's broken, but it's just something they want to do. They want to replace the ball joints on the front, just to make sure everything is good and, you know, where it needs to be. Because I told them, I said, do everything while it's there, because I don't want to have to bring it back. But this morning, we're going to be riding in what we call Old Faithful, our old Ford truck with the new front glass on it. I give y'all, what's up, horse? Hey, I see this horse back up behind me. I think y'all saw, I got a couple comments about y'all seeing a horse in the background. And this is the property line here. What's up, horse? Are you gonna let me come all the way up to you? Hey. Hey, girl. Don't run. Oh, she's not gonna run. Hey. Hey. What's going on? How's it going? You're a nice horse. Friendly. But yeah, y'all were talking about how y'all saw horses in the background when Megan was on the walking talk. And these are our neighbor's horses. He has about 4 or 5 horses. He does roping. These are roping horses. But they come to the fence every now and then and say hey to us. Yeah. But yeah, these are the neighbor's horses over across the property line over here. But anyway, let me get back over here and talk about what I was talking about. Say good morning to the horses across the fence line. But I give y'all the credit for this new windshield on our truck because y'all got on me. And every time y'all would see this windshield all cracked up and broken, y'all would say, you need to get a new windshield, it's not safe. And I had no idea that a cracked up windshield, you know, that's just normal occurrences around these ways because of the rocks in the road and things like that, you know. So everybody got little cracks in their windshield and things like that. But the Safe Light person who did the windshield did say that, you know, it's a safety risk, you know, with having a cracked up windshield as bad as ours was cracked up. And I don't know if I ever told y'all how that windshield got cracked, but we were loading some pigs, I think, or doing some mulch or something like that down in the pig pen. Y'all know the pig pen is down in the bottom pastures. And I pulled the truck in there and it got stuck in the mud. And at that time we had an old tractor that was 2-wheel drive, old Ford 600 tractor that was 2-wheel drive. And when you would pull something out with a 2-wheel drive, anything, you have to yank on it, you know, to get it going. It doesn't have 4-wheel drives where you can actuate the 4-wheel drive and like walk it out. And so I was yanking on it with the tractor trying to get it out. And the last time I yanked on it, the chain broke. And it's good the chain broke the way that it did because Megan was in the truck and I was on the tractor. And if it would have broke and came my way, it probably would have hit me in the back of the head and knocked me out and killed me. But it broke and went back this way towards the truck and busted out the glass. And it's like, it was a small little, you know, shatter at first. And over time, it just stretched. And we weren't paying too much attention to it because, you know, it's just a work truck. We rarely use this truck, but you know, it became more of an issue as we drove it more because we went down to a 1-family vehicle when the van was totaled out, and we waited and saved up our money to buy the Excursion. But yeah, got the glass replaced. We're gonna be in Old Faithful today, and also when we pick up the Excursion, we're gonna do a big name reveal for you all. Maybe I come up with a rap like I did with a big long Emma to reveal that name, but it might just be a little bit more simple type name reveal this time. But we do have a name for the Excursion, even though it's been in the shop for the last 2 weeks. But we're gonna go and pick up the Excursion. We're gonna load up. Megan and the boys are actually in there doing homeschool now. Tim Jr. is coming out of the camper, taking his boots off. He just got done feeding the baby sheep.
She ate this much.
Oh, good. She ate about half. Okay, good. Good job, buddy. High five. All right, get on back in homeschool. Yeah, we try to give the boys little tasks that they'll be able to do, you know. They might not be able to do everything. They might not be able to do farm chores by themselves yet. You know, they need a couple of years until they can do that. But for now, they can do little things like feeding the sheep, letting the dogs out, locking the dogs up, just little things like that, you know, filling up the waters for the animals and things. But yeah, so we're gonna get loaded up, let them get a little bit more homeschooling in, and then we're gonna all load up in Old Faithful and head and get our excursion, and then we'll reveal the name to you all. We'll talk to you all about what was wrong with it, maybe even talk to you about, maybe I just take a little minute and share like why we chose the excursion, the benefits of an excursion, why it had to be a diesel. You know, is it a work truck or is it a family vehicle? Is it gonna stay clean or is it gonna get muddy? Like maybe I can talk y'all through some of the like details of the Ford excursion as we reveal the name and talk about all the things that were fixed. So y'all just stay along for today's journey, and we'll just see what else see what we can get into. You know, it's I.A.G Farms. We never know what's gonna happen. For real, it's not about what we're doing, but about the spirit that we had while we're doing it. Because you know we're gonna have fun, we're gonna talk noise, but we're gonna also glorify Jesus as we're doing it. So y'all just stick around for the journey, and we'll just see what we can get into today. It's I.A.G Farms. It's all about God. Old Faithful still hadn't let me down yet. She crank every time. Y'all, we made it, and Megan's gonna get switched over here, and the boys are gonna drive the truck. Let's check out the Ford Excursion over here. All right, got the no tires on there. It's looking good. Everything looks about the same. We're gonna see how she rides. Then a good wash down. I'm gonna get in here and get everything handled with the payment and everything, and then I'll pick y'all up a little bit later. Got my keys. I can keep from dropping them. Got the keys to the excursion. Get over here and crank up, see how she sounds. Alrighty. Yeah. Alright, let's see what we got. Good. Feels good to be in here. Alright y'all, I'm finna hit the road and I'll just pick y'all up when we get back to the farm. We'll talk to y'all a little bit about everything they fixed, and I have to bring it back on Friday. They're gonna do the ball joints on the front, but other than that they fixed everything with the brakes and everything. But I'll just talk to y'all when we get to the farm and talk to y'all a little bit, and maybe we can also get the car seat put in here that we received on the last video, and then we'll also reveal the name to y'all. So should be fun. So y'all just stick around. I'll pick y'all up in a minute. All right, I.A.G farm family. It's we've kind of gotten settled. We've done farm chores. Megan and the boys have gotten done with homeschool. As you see, we're bringing out the stroller and the car seat because we're gonna get the stroller and the car seat set up in the excursion. And we also have a couple other things we want to talk to y'all about. We're gonna talk to y'all about the 4 reasons why we like Ford excursions and why we chose this Ford excursion. And we're also gonna talk to you about a couple other things as well. But first, I'm showing y'all the backside. But we're gonna reveal the name of the excursion to you all. And this tag, if I was to turn it around right now, you would already know the name. So I'm just gonna let Megan hold the camera and we're gonna go over here and get this front license plate, or tag is not a license plate, put on the front of the excursion, and we're gonna reveal the name of the excursion to you all. Y'all can go and guess now before we get it put on there. Type it down in the comments what you think the name should be. And what do you think the name is going to be? So let's do this big name reveal. We don't have a rap or anything like that, but Megan was saying we got a tag, so it's like because we did a rap when we revealed the name to Emma, but we don't have a rap for the reveal of the excursion.
It's going to be hard to like top that one.
Exactly.
Real hard to top the Emma rap video, so yeah.
But we got a tag, so we don't need no rap.
We tried.
All right, y'all, let's get over here and reveal it to y'all. I'm gonna reveal it to y'all as I'm putting it on. Take these off without losing them. All right, y'all ready?
We're ready.
Y'all ready to reveal it to them, boys?
Yes. Yeah.
So the name of our new excursion is Rooster.
Rooster.
Gosh.
The Rooster.
Yep. What do y'all think about that name?
Good.
And we've been looking for a tag for it. And Megan actually had to custom make this tag. She had to order from a place. I think you ordered offline, right? Amazon?
I did. I ordered offline and we kind of custom made it because I couldn't figure it out. You were like, I want a tag. I was like, well, all I can do is put I.A.G Farms on the tag.
Yeah,
and then
that's why I said I wanted I.A.G Farms on it, but I wanted like a rooster, like lifting weights with muscles.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And when you said that, then I was able to find this picture and it all came together.
Yep. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think it fits the truck? Let's bag up a little bit.
It's all about God.
Uh-huh. I.A.G Farms. With Rooster on there.
Lifting weights.
That's right. I love it.
All right, y'all. These are our top 4 reasons. There are many more, but we're just going to focus on these top 4 reasons why we like the Ford Excursion, chose the Ford Excursion, or think that it's the biggest, best, baddest vehicle ever.
Oh, yeah.
And that is...
Let's buy another one. You talk about it like that?
Too much.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. That actually leads us to reason number 1. It is the biggest, best SUV ever. Biggest, most powerful SUV ever. Let's put it like that. It has a 7.3 diesel engine, 7.3 liter diesel engine. So that means that its towing capacity, also not just the towing capacity, but the miles that motor is gonna last and run.
They call them million-mile motors.
Exactly, million-mile motors, and continue to run and tow are gonna just far excel any other SUV out there.
The next closest SUV as far as towing was like 8,000 pounds. When you talk about a Yukon or a Suburban and things like that, this tows the minimum of 11,000. But we have a tuner on there, so it probably tow about 13, something like that.
So it just super outperforms other SUVs. Like, I'm talking like not even in its class, like before it, after it, ever, because it actually has the same motor as Tim's truck. So you're talking like F-250 towing capacity, but in an SUV. So it basically does what not just a light duty truck can do, but what's that, like a 3-ton? So
I get those mixed up. I know it's not a half ton, but something like that.
2 ton. Okay.
1 ton,
but
2 tons.
It's what, you know, a truck could do, not like the entry level ton truck, but the next level up to tow. So that's going to be your biggest, most powerful SUV. And that's one of the reasons why we went with it. We want to be, our cattle hauler is completely metal, right? We want to be able to tow it with the vehicles that we have on the farm. And we don't want a farm vehicle that can't do what we need it to do.
That's right.
We've done that before.
Yeah.
I can remember times standing right here actually where Tim was like, you think the van can pull the truck out? No, the van
Can't do anything.
The truck out.
All the van can do is haul your babies and your groceries.
Babies. It might be able to haul the barbecue trailer.
Yeah, little stuff like that.
That's about it. It's
Other
not
than that,
going to be able to pull or tow anything. So now we have a vehicle that can pull out his vehicle if we need it.
That's right.
So that's awesome. That's great. So that's reason number 1, and I'm going to let Tim talk about reason number 2.
All right, y'all. So that's reason number 1. Let's talk about reason number 2. What is it? Uno, dos. Let's talk about reason number dos. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. So reason number 2 is the cost, because this we paid $20,000 for this Ford Excursion. You know, that's a lot of money. But anything that's this close to this, because nothing is this size. This is the biggest, like Megan said, the baddest, most powerful, best looking SUV ever. So nothing is in this class. But if we come to like the next thing that's closest to it, something that's new, like a Yukon or Suburban, they don't match up to this now. But just for the sake of this conversation, something that could carry our family, and tow close to the amount that this Excursion can tow. You got the Yukon, you have a Suburban. The Explorer is smaller. That would be like an F-150. This is like an F-250.
Yeah.
So you have
that's pretty much Yukon, it. Suburban, and the Yukon Denali.
Denali, right.
Yeah, but that's Yukon though.
And those, the price of those, just the starting MSRP of those vehicles is like $60,000. And that's just like basic. You probably won't even find one that costs that much. You're probably talking about paying more, like, especially if you're doing notes, like you're talking about interest and 7% and all that type of stuff. You end up spending $70,000, $80,000, maybe $90,000. They charge a lot for those things. And so the cost of this, you're looking at $20,000 compared to like $60,000, $70,000, or $80,000. And the thing is that the new vehicles, they only get 150,000 miles on them, because it's going to be a gas motor, and it's just all the new stuff that they do. The motors are not made to last. So once you get to 100,000 miles, usually you end up trading it in to get something a little bit newer with less miles on it. This Excursion has about 300,000 miles on it already. My truck with the same motor, that's the same type of, vehicle, just not the Excursion. My truck has like 275,000 miles on them, and they're getting stronger. They're really not broke in until they have 200,000 miles on them. And you fix little stuff like alternators and things like that. We just got done doing some fixes. We'll talk to y'all about that a little bit later. With an older vehicle. This vehicle is almost 30 years old. This is a 2002. My truck is a 2000. And, they're known to be 1,000,000-mile motors. And so, that cost of investing into a newer Suburban or a Yukon without the pulling power, without the space is much bigger in the inside. Yeah, it's just stronger and more bulky, and you can tell, and it's more reliable. And that'll take us into our third reason of why we chose a Ford Excursion over other SUVs, even if they're newer things. It's the reliability. It's more reliable because this motor that they have in this truck is more reliable than any other motor, in my opinion, that's out there. You may be able to go back to like some of the old Dodge, like the Dodge Cummins or something like that. But the 7.3 liter diesel motor and the Dodge Cummins is by far the most reliable motors out there. Like I say, they're known to be 1,000,000-mile motors, and they don't just get 100,000 miles and then go kaput. It's like, I do not want to spend $80,000, $60,000 to $80,000 on a vehicle, and then after 100,000 miles, because we put 100,000 miles on our van in like 4 years, And this Excursion has like 300,000 miles on it, and I have no doubt that if we treat it right, and if it was treated right before we got it, at least, because we don't know, we're pretty confident, because I looked hard and passed over a lot of other Excursions that may have been cheaper or may have been more expensive, and I really prayed about it, and I felt like this was the one that was taken care of the best, because it's a 3-owner vehicle, and we kind of know the records. We have all the service history and things like that, and so hopefully it was taken care of well before we got it. And with it being pretty much by taking care of well before we got it. All I mean is that they change the oil at least once a year. That's all you got to do with these things. It's like you really don't even have to change it once a year. It's like you can change that thing once every 5 years and just keep going. But yeah, it's more reliable than any other thing out there. And with that being said, I'll let Megan share our fourth and final reason for choosing the Ford Excursion over all other SUVs.
Drum roll, please. Our fourth and final reason why we like the Ford Excursion is its multi-function as a family vehicle for us. We already touched on some of those reasons when we talked about, you know, how we could haul things, but also fit all our family, and you know, we can do feed runs, but then we can also go on a family vacation. But above that, for its functionality as a family vehicle, it is very, very safe. I mean, it's completely made out of metal. They don't make vehicles like that anymore. They make the cars literally to crumple and crush when they get in an accident. This one is gonna hit whatever and keep on going. I mean, if it's rolled over, we've seen and heard about families that were in Ford Excursions that, you know, had rollover accidents and walked away without a scratch on them. So, you know, I hit a deer before, and Tim was like, I'm going to get you a vehicle where you can hit a deer and keep on trucking and it won't even be a dent in the vehicle. And that's what he did. So that's one of the number one things in terms of its functionality, is that it's safe. My other favorite thing about the Ford Excursion as a family vehicle is the comfort of it. So even though it's an older vehicle, it is extremely comfortable. The seats are comfortable. They're soft. It has an actual third row that my growing boys won't grow out of, and they can still all sit back there. You can fit 3 grown men back there. So it has that third seat, but guess what? It has the third seat without taking away more trunk space. So I have the trunk space in the back, but still the full third row as well. And you know, you just don't get that in the other SUVs. So I absolutely love that it can fit our growing family. So that is one of the main reasons I like it in terms of its comfort as a family vehicle. I mean, it does all the things. That's why number 4 is multi-purpose, multifaceted, multi-use of this vehicle. So that is our fourth and final reason. Did you have anything you wanted to add to safety and multi-purpose?
Yeah, so that's basically it. We have those 4 reasons. Number 1 being it's the biggest, baddest, most powerful SUV ever made. It's the coolest one too. Number 2 is
Cost.
The cost is way more cost effective. And because you may be thinking like, oh yeah, I can get a newer one, a new Yukon or a Suburban or something like that, and it'll be more reliable. But that goes into the third. This Excursion with the 7.3 liter diesel motor is more reliable, I think, in my opinion, than even a newer vehicle, because it may be more, a newer one may be more reliable, but I guess I'll say once it hits 100,000 miles, which you're gonna run up 100,000 miles in a couple of years, you know, because most of the time somebody that's spending $80,000 on something be getting into a car note, and so by the time your 5-year what do you call it, car note loan, by the time your 5-year loan is up, you're gonna be at 100,000 miles, and it's gonna start breaking down on you. When the Excursion, like when it gets to 300,000, it's just starting, it's just getting warmed up. And then that 4th reason being it's multifunctional. You can go from doing a feed run, getting 500 pounds of feed, to getting 500 pounds of groceries like Megan does.
I do get a lot of groceries, y'all.
Yeah, she sends me to the grocery house. It's like, I've seen that with a lot of people. There's a lot of men that pull up and do the pick up groceries. And it's like, your wife sent you too, didn't it? Yep.
You're in the club.
And the guy come out, and he already knows that we don't know what we're getting. And so he just already loads us up. And it's like, what you getting? I don't know. My wife just sent me. But anyway, so from 500 pounds of feed to 500 pounds of groceries, multi-functional. It has all the functions that we need. So those are the 4 reasons that we chose a Ford Excursion. And is it a family vehicle or is it a farm vehicle?
Both.
It's a farm family vehicle.
That's right. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to talk about. I do really like driving the Excursion, especially over the truck, because this is the thing that I've noticed. The long bed of the truck makes it more difficult to park and to back up. So, having the Excursion and having driven the truck before, it's a little bit more maneuverable in terms of getting into a parking space and bagging up. You know, I don't know how much less you have back there because he has an extended cab truck. But I have noticed I can maneuver a little better in and out of parking spaces and doing my turns and even backing up. So that's one thing that I prefer about driving the Excursion over the F-250.
And you were struggling to get in my truck.
Yes.
And you would think that the Excursion is so much taller, it's lifted up higher than my truck.
Yes.
But she was struggling because this was one of the reasons that I went on ahead and got it, because they needed about 2 more days to replace the ball joints on the front. And I got to talk to y'all about what the repairs we made as well. But they needed 2 more days. But I said, we got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Can I go ahead and come pick it up so that I can take my wife to her doctor's appointment? Because she's full-term pregnant, about to have a baby next week. And she's struggling to get in my truck. And Megan said, you know, from her situation, I guess, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. She said that it's easier for her to get her condition, right? She said that it's easier to get into the Excursion, even though it's higher than it is my truck. And so I guess you can talk about that.
Because his truck does not have the running board. So even though the truck is lower, I have to step higher. And the thing I like about this running board is I can get like completely on it with one of my feet, right? And so then once I lift,
oh yeah, that was super easy.
You know, I'm only going to here and my foot is completely on it. I'm not like halfway on it. And so then my next step is only this. With the truck, it's like
one big step.
One big step where I'm going higher.
Close the door so that beep and stop.
So with the truck, it's one big step. So my first step is actually higher than this running board, which I actually can't get my leg much higher than that.
Right, Benjamin in the way. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you didn't even have to grunt when you got in the Excursion.
No.
It's like when you get in the truck, it's like a grunt. Your face goes like you have a hurting look on your face.
No, I have to like work my way into it. I'm like, 1, 2,
yeah, exactly. Everything you got.
Yeah, so I can. And Benjamin, y'all, is getting lower and lower. So I'm carrying him more down here than ever. So the higher I have to get my leg, the more uncomfortable it is.
That's good. And I think that's good because some people were concerned about you being pregnant and getting into the Excursion.
Oh, that's perfect.
And it'll probably surprise them that it's easier to get into the Excursion than my truck. And my truck is not high at all, like compared to like the Excursion at least. You know, it's just stock. You know, it has a leveling kit, but other than that, it's just stock height. Yeah, so I guess I'll talk to y'all about real quick before we get ready to put this car seat in. We'll do that last, put the car seat in and get ready. Because like I say, Benjamin will be here next week, so we need to get all that figured out. But some of the things that they repaired on here, our brakes. First off, we put new tires on here. I got some all-terrain tires. As you can see, they're very, very aggressive. So that, you know, we really won't even barely have to use 4-wheel drive. And we got new tires all the way around, just to make sure that we're not stranded, because those other tires were starting to dry rot a little bit, and they still had a little bit of tread left on them, but they were starting to dry rot, and we wanted to go ahead and fix that. You know, like I said, it's a farm family vehicle, so it's gonna be babies, newborn babies, and 5-year-olds, and pregnant women, and all type of things in this truck. So we don't want to be stranded. We want to do everything we can to not be stranded. And then also, I was having some issues out of the brakes. And they were saying that, if you can see here, all these brake lines, you see that silver there, and all these lines here, all these lines are new. Let me walk you around the back and show you all the calipers. I don't think they did the rotors. I'm gonna have to ask them about that, because I thought they were gonna do the rotors as well. But as you can see there, the calipers are new. You can see all those new brake lines, the silver and black lines there going all the way through. So they replaced all the brake lines going all the way around, all the brake pads and the calipers, because they said that my front brake calipers had locked up on me, and it looked like they were almost about to catch fire. And I lost power in my brake pedal. It was going all the way to the floor, and I could barely stop it. So we took it on in, and they did that. And also this rear tail light here, we thought it was the bulb. I know a lot of you all saw that when we first got it, but I replaced the bulb, or I was about to replace the bulb, and I realized it wasn't the bulb, and it had a short in it. And so they fixed that. I actually hadn't even tested it to see, but I believe them, they do good work. So they fixed that because it had a short in it. And I think I have to take it back in on Friday after our appointment, and I'm gonna get the ball joints on the front replaced, because he said there's a little noise coming from the front that they need to replace. And they checked all my cab mounts and all those type of things. Just checked the whole truck over to make sure nothing was wrong. You know, I just told them to give it a good look over to see, you know, what was going on. And they say it's a good truck, it's in good shape, and they fixed some of the things that we needed to be fixed, and we're back on the road now.
All right, y'all, we are coming to the end of this video, and we hope you enjoyed us talking about our Ford Excursion and why we like it and why we think it's the best fit for our family. But we're gonna go ahead and get this car seat situation situated, and make sure the car seat is good and strapped in for Benjamin's arrival next week. And we'll just have everything ready when we roll out for our appointment tomorrow.
All right, let's see. I still remember how to do this. I'm trying to figure out what these are for. Okay, that goes right there like that. I don't know. Strap it in. And get this through here that easy. All right, you can go and pop it back in there. Hold up, make sure it's yeah. I got you. Make sure it went in the bind. Okay. I always like to bow up on them. Get it as tight as possible. Yeah, I like to get it super tight. Get this back in there. That's it. That's baby Benjamin's car seat.
There we go. It's in place.
All right. It'll be this. I guess this will be your seat right here when we come home from the hospital.
Yeah.
You sit next to him and talk to him as we're headed to the farm.
Yep.
Tell him where we're going and tell him who he's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get up out here so we can end this video.
Okay.
All right, y'all, that was fun. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. And we're coming to the end on today's video. We're getting prepared to go to a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and little baby Benjamin will be here next week, and that should be fun. And y'all know we're gonna bring y'all along. But hopefully y'all enjoyed us answering some of you all's questions when it comes to the excursion, giving y'all our top 4 reasons for why we chose the excursion, and then walking you all around and kind of giving you a walkthrough of some of the improvements and fixes that we made on the excursion when it was in the shop. But we'll end today's video here, and we'll just see y'all on the next one. It's I.A.G Farm. See y'all on the next one.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete.